Hey y'all, it is Elizabeth Weimiller coming at you with your July 2022 predictions. There's a lot going on. I'm sure some of you have heard from other astrologers. There's huge conjunctions getting ready to come up. Nothing to, yes, stuff can happen. Yes, there can be events, but there's a lot of good going on. And there's a real need to remember to stay in the present. There's a real need to remember that with hard work and perseverance, we're all going to make it through whatever is thrown our way. And we are on this earth to learn lessons and experience things. So just know we're going to make it through everything. It's okay. There's no need to freak out. If you want really in-depth information, you should subscribe to my newsletter. I'll put the link below this video because I don't go into as much detail about what's going on in the video as I do in my newsletter. So subscribe below to get all sorts of information for what's coming up. But with that, I kind of will give you a brief high level of what to expect in July 2022. I'm just going to say, and I'm sure you've heard it from someone, if you haven't, August 1st, as we approach August 1st, we could see just a little more tension. So we're going to have Mars, Uranus, and the node of the moon, Rahu, conjuncting at 24 degrees of Aries, July 31st, August 1st. One of the things to really know with this is events don't always happen on the exact day of conjunction. So it can happen a little before, it can happen a little after. So there can be a little sway. It can happen, when other planets come through and trigger that degree later, a couple months later. But really this conjunction of Mars, Uranus, and Rahu, it can bring kind of extreme, sudden, unexpected events. There could be extreme weather. This could be earthquakes. It could be a really bad wildfire season. I keep getting intuitively that I think we're going to see a lot of fires, a lot of wildfires, and it could be other fires. And I think it's going to be all over the world. I don't think it's just going to be US or just one country over another. I think one of the other things we could see with this is the potential for power grid issues. A lot of the power grids around the world are already stressed out, and this could just cause some unexpected power issues. So really just be patient. This is just a heads up of what's potentially coming. It's not to scare you. It's not to warn you, but at least, you can kind of work around and be like, okay, well, if there's a power issue, you knew it was coming. You had the heads up. But I do think there could be some issues around that. I will say on the bright side, this conjunction could bring some technological advances. It could bring medical advances. There's, a lot of good that can come out of this as well. So I think we're going to see both sides of this. And as with anything, any planet, any transit, there's going to be, two sides to everything. And it's also going to be really important that it's based on your personal chart. We're all on very unique journeys. We're all on this earth to learn things and have different lessons. And that's the time to talk to a professional astrologer, which I will also link below this video to book a reading with me if you're interested in that. Because again, we're all have our own charts. We're all in different planetary periods. We're all, set up differently. So it's really important to keep that in mind as you are hearing things. Not everybody's going to be impacted the same way. So that's kind of the big lead up in August is going into that. I will say we have a lot of other movement going on. Mercury is going to be in Gemini from July 1st until July 16th. This is really amazing because Mercury is in its own sign. Communication is going to be easier during this time. And it's a quick stay in Gemini. I mean, again, July 1st to July 16th, but then it's going to move into Cancer starting July 16th. And that's just going to be, it's going to be there for the remainder of the month. And this can be a time where Mercury is very much about overthinking. It's the mental, it's the more logical side, whereas the moon is very much the feelings and the emotions. So Mercury in Cancer could be a little more overthinking of the emotions. So it could be, just know it could be overthinking your emotions, your feelings. Go with the flow. They're just very opposite planets. So then we're going to end the month. Mercury is going to move into Leo, but I'll talk about that in next month's video. On July 12th, Saturn is going to retrograde back into Capricorn. So there's a bit of this, when malefics are in their own signs, usually we say when planets are in their own signs, it's a really good thing. It's bringing out the best of it, but they can be overpowering and overbearing. So Saturn's going to go back in Capricorn. We've seen this transit since January 2020. And as it retrogrades back into Capricorn for its final stay, I think we're going to see a lot of completion coming out with this retrograde motion. That's going to, once it turns direct on, when does it turn direct? It's going to turn direct in a couple months because it just turned retrograde. So just know it's going to turn direct. And I will post the dates below on when it turns direct for you. But just know it's going to be a lot going on with Saturn retrograde. There's going to be a lot of kind of events going on, a lot with the government potentially around the world, all sorts of governments. I think, we're going to see a lot coming out. On July 13th, we are going to have a full moon at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. It's going to be the lunar mansion of Purvashada. So people may appear to come across as more righteous during this full moon, and just know that don't start any fights because Mars is in Aries and we're moving closer to this conjunction. So really stay grounded, deep calming breaths. Don't rush into fights. Don't rush into verbal sparring with anybody in the month of July because Mars is in Aries. So again, that's that malefic in its own sign. It can be very overpowering, very overbearing. It has a lot of good. It can be very passionate. It can be very motivated, very ambitious. But it can also be Mars in Aries can be a little accident prone because it's moving too fast. It's just constantly going. It's being impatient. It's impulsive. So really just step back if you're making decisions, take your time, write pros and cons list, write a to-do list so you keep track of things. But just know things are going to be a little more fast moving and a little more aggressive potentially. So Venus is going to spend the first part of its month until July 12th in its own sign of Taurus. And then on the 12th, it is going to move into Gemini. But while it's in its own sign, it's going to be at home. It's going to be expressing the best of itself. I just want to point out for the first couple days of July, from July 2nd about to July 12th, when Venus leaves Taurus, all the planets are going to be in their own sign. So Mercury is going to be in Gemini. Venus is going to be in Taurus. Mars is going to be in its own sign of Aries, Jupiter's in its own sign of Pisces, and Saturn is in its own sign of Aquarius. So that's a lot of planets in their own signs, which can bring out a lot of the good in all of those planets. But just know the first start of the month is going to feel a little better, a little less heavy. And then as we get towards the end of the month, we're going to feel a little more of that down, lower energy, just feeling maybe a little unsettled almost, but push through. We all make it through this. We will make it through this. There's nothing to be concerned about. It's just a heads up. At the end of the month, we're going to have a new moon at 11 degrees of Cancer on July 28th. And also what's key to point out is on July 28th, Jupiter is going to station to turn retrograde as well. So we're going to have the two big guys, Jupiter and Saturn, turning retrograde. Retrogrades are just the time to slow down and revisit and rethink and reassess. So don't let them scare you. They happen, as I've mentioned before, with Jupiter and Saturn. They happen for 5 months at a time, about 4 to 5 months at a time, that those two are retrograde. So you can't stop living. Don't stop living your life. Live your life. Just slow down, stay grounded, be alert. I think we're all on this earth for our own journeys. We're all here for a reason. And it's up to us to help kind of uplift energetically the planet. So put that good energy out there, stand in the grass barefooted to help ground you, get out in nature. I know in the Northern Hemisphere, we just hit the summer solstice. So I know some of us are super hot, but still get outside, get fresh air. I know in the Southern Hemisphere, it is winter, still get fresh air. It's very refreshing right now. So just keep that in mind. Excuse me. So here's your high level sense of what July 2022 is going to bring for you. If you look at your ascendant / ascendant is also the rising sign. So look at your ascendant or your moon sign or both. That could give a little flavor of what's really going on, because the moon is our mind. So it's how we see things and how we think about things. But the ascendant is really who we are. So look at both, kind of see what's going on. So Aries, the first part of the month, it's going to be really important to make a list of all that you need to get done. It's going to keep you on track and help ensure that nothing slips through the cracks of your mind. You're going to have more ambition and energy to accomplish your goals and to tackle things on your to-do list that may have kind of been hanging over your head and eating away at the back of your mind. You're going to feel more able to tackle the tasks that have seemed kind of overwhelming before. There's just going to be more of that, okay, I can do this, I can overcome it. Be sure to take advantage of this opportunity. So while you're able to do things more quickly this month, be aware that that also can make you more accident prone. So just be mindful, watch door frames, watch sidewalk lips and curbs and like uneven pavement. Just be mindful. It's really important this month for you, Aries, to watch your temper and take a deep breath before reacting on impulse. Count to 10 or take the night to sleep on it. Just don't act in the moment. Taurus, this can be a good time to spend money on your continuing education in the form of classes or seminars. It can also be beneficial to get away on like a short escape or to like reset and like readjust. Make sure that you're keeping your home protected this month. So double check that, doors are locked and windows are closed before leaving your house. It can be a really good month to kind of get ahead on credit cards to get in front of any potential debt. So like if you've been being like, I'm going to just keep building up, I'm not pay it off, just get it paid off. As you're doing that, it's a really great month to check in on your finances, reassess your budget as needed. And this is especially important if you haven't checked in on them in a while. So if you've just kind of been ignoring it and not adulting, please adult. This is the time to do it. Check in, see what's going on. You can also find that your sleep might be a little more disturbed this month and kind of leave you waking feeling more tired. So just be mindful, know it's a passing influence, unless of course your natal chart says otherwise. At the office, just be aware of who you share confidences with so that you can avoid backstabbing because coworkers can be a little more feisty this month. Gemini, your powers of communication are at their strongest this month. So you're going to find yourself talking more, having a desire for more self-expression. It's a month where you may see your cash flow increase as opportunities present themselves to you. So get out and socialize with your friends as it's going to bring that much needed fun. It's going to be really important to watch your back as there could be people that try to pretend to be your friends that don't have your best interest at heart. So just be mindful. Don't take everything at face value. Avoid any get rich quick schemes because someone may get rich, but it is not going to be you. As well as, I don't recommend loaning money to friends this month unless you're truly okay with not getting it repaid. So it's going to be a gift, not a loan. Just know that. Cancer, this is a really good month to promote yourself. It may be making it known about the projects you've accomplished at work or a project you're working on. Take action this month. Don't overthink decisions to the point of missing out on opportunities. So don't overthink them. Weigh the pros and cons, yes, think through them, but don't overthink them. It's really important to remember to respect your boss. It's going to be a good month to consider your career path and what you see as your next steps. The first part of the month, it's really important for you to keep in mind that understanding compassion and forgiveness are going to be important to help you on that healing journey. So keep that in mind. Keywords, understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. By the end of the month, you're going to find yourself wanting to communicate ideas and really express yourself. Leo, this is a really lucky month for you. The first part of the month, you may find yourself talking to friends more and catching up, but by the end of the month, you could find yourself hearing from friends out of the blue that you haven't spoken to in ages. You're going to find that you feel more inspired, but at the same time, you might feel that you can't trust your inner knowing. So it's really important to really trust your heart and your gut because that's your true soul and that's truly where it's coming from because our head can trick us into anything. You may feel that authority figures are going to come across as demanding your attention this month and respect. So be aware of their motivations, understand that they may be more unclear or hidden, ask more questions. And really try not to get in any fights with your boss or father this month as the outcome is not going to be favorable to you. Virgo. So the first half of the month for you, it's really important that you write down any ideas that come to you as you have this real ability to make them a reality. Stay adaptable and open. Support can come really quickly this month, whether it be from others or money. So you never know, just be mindful, stay open. You're going to find that your curiosity about a topic may lead you to dig deeper and learn more. And you're going to find that your mind's just full of ideas and insights. So be sure to write them down and not let them pass you by. There can be a part of you that feels a little more worried and vulnerable during this month, but this will pass. So keep that in mind. Don't let it stress you out. It's just a heads up that you can have that feeling. Be sure to check in on your health as there could be health issues that surface this month. And it's really good to catch them early. So It can also be a really good month for you, Virgo, to do a cleanse or detox for your health. But by the end of the month, you could find this real desire and the ability to connect to a new group of individuals who inspire new ideas for you. So be open, be aware, get out there, talk to new people. Libra, first half of the month, traveling or learning new concepts can open up your mind to new ideas. Kind of open-mindedness is going to be key. Remain open to new ideas and thoughts that come to you. Passion is going to be higher between you and your partner, whether it be marriage or business during this month. So be mindful that if it feels like at times your partner, whether marriage or business, is attacking your character, that you let them release steam, as they're probably projecting anger at others on you. You're their safe space. They feel comfortable with you. Stay calm. It's really important to remain calm, cool, and collected to allow for a favorable outcome for you. So the other thing that's going to be really important for you this month is if you're doing contracts, pay attention to the details of contracts and agreements that you're signing this month, because you could have a missed details. So get second opinion, have second set of eyes, but really pay attention to the details before signing anything. By the second half of the month, really be sure to keep the communication lines open to ensure that everyone's on the same page. So ask questions, ensure understanding, make sure everyone's there. Scorpio, the first half of the month, it's going to be really important to truly listen, as you can receive information that sheds light on a past problem that needs to be resolved. All month, it's going to be important to take the initiative to improve yourself, improve your skills. There could be more tension and aggression at work, leaving you feeling uncomfortable. But this is a good month to begin that kind of exercise regime that you've been talking about or maybe pushing off. Start it this month. It's going to help you release any tension building up within you, and be sure to kind of put your health first. So put you first, health first. You could find that there is potential for health problems with pets that could be more costly this month as well for you, Scorpio. Sagittarius, make time to have fun this month. It can be playing with your kids or getting out and doing something fun or getting together with friends. Like, just get out, have fun, lighten up. You may find that inspiration is going to come from unexpected places or completely out of the blue. So just be aware, be open, let it come to you. You can feel that you have a clearer vision during this time. It's a month where you can really show your passion. So, with that passion, don't make any rash decisions. Take the time to cool down and sleep on them, think through them, but don't think too much. The first half of the month, it's especially important to enjoy a good laugh and really find that lighter side of life. But by the second half of the month, it's going to be important to truly listen and really hear others, as they can provide really helpful information to you. Capricorn, the first part of the month, you're going to find more communication is needed at work. By the second half of the month, you're going to find yourself and your partner beginning to make plans for travel. And then really throughout the month, no, it can be a great time to make sure that your home has a positive flow of energy and that there's nothing stagnating the energy. It's going to be really important for you to maintain responsibilities to family and work and any education you may be doing. But you can feel a little bit like there's a little tension around your home, whether it's arguments or disagreements. Kind of just step back and wait until the tensions have calmed before having the conversation. Be sure to get your car checked out to avoid any expensive problems later, and be cautious while driving, because you can be a little more accident prone while driving this month, Capricorn. So just be aware, stay cautious, stay aware, be defensive driver. Put the phone down, no texting and driving. Just be in the moment, stay in the present. Aquarius, at the beginning of the month, you're going to find your mind is full of ideas with a need, and you're going to feel that need to express them. Be sure to get them down on paper so that you don't lose them. It can be a really great month to start working out, as you're going to find you just feel physically stronger. The other really important thing is to let your inner child out to play and enjoy the most of life. So we all forget when we get to adulthood that we still need to have fun. We still need to enjoy ourselves. There's tons to do. I know with everything going on in the world, it may be like, well, I can't spend money on this, or I can't do that. You don't have to spend money. There's so many things you can do for free. So get out, have fun, just make the most of life, but use this time as a time to express yourself, whether it be through music, dance, writing, art, athletics. Also key to stay calm during your communication. So be the voice of calm and reason, but don't hog attention. And if you have siblings, please don't pick fights with them this month. It's just not going to end well, so don't do it. So it can also be a really great month to focus on selling and self-promotion. Pisces, you're going to be more direct this month, which can bring with it kind of that need to watch what you say. So think before you speak. because you don't want things to come out that you later regret. So being more direct can be very beneficial, but it can also get you in trouble. So there's a flip side to everything. And if you don't take that time to think through what you're saying, uh, just take time to think who your audience is, you know, don't blurt it out. You can be a little more impulsive with your spending this month. So be mindful, really work to stick to your budget. It's going to be really important to take the time to sit down and enjoy your meals in order to avoid digestive upset. So I know in this crazy world, there can be like that need to like eat on the run. Just make time to sit down and enjoy your meal. For you, it can be a really good month to take a short course to learn new information because you're going to be able to digest it even more quickly. By the second half of the month, you're going to find your mind is like full of ideas with that real need to express them. So be sure, get them down on paper and don't lose them. Key things to remember. I use the Vedic system, the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So compared to Western, it's all back about a sign, so about 23 degrees. The other thing to really keep in mind is these are broad, high-level descriptions. They don't take into account where your personal natal planets are. They don't take into account your chart. So they are broad, high-level descriptions, and everyone's experience can be different. Best way to figure out what the personal impact is for you is to book a reading below. I've put the link below. So book a reading with me, and that's when we get to get into the, little details of your chart and see what's going on for you personally. I think July is going to be a mixed month. I think there's a lot of good to come out of it. I think we're kind of all watching this unfold. We see kind of what's coming. Astrologically, there's stuff coming, but again, like there's no need to worry. There's no need to freak out. It's staying in the flow, staying in the present, knowing you're being guided. You're going to be at the right place that you're supposed to be at. Enjoy the first part of the month with the positive energy of all the planets in their own signs. But again, that can be too much energy as well. So understand that if you see extremes in people, because this is, remember, impacting everyone's chart differently. We're all on this journey. We all just need to enjoy the journey, ground yourself, meditate. Doesn't even have to be sitting and meditating. It can be walking through nature, walking down a path, running, however you meditate, use this time to do it. And just enjoy. Again, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. I do know there are astrologers that try to do, alertist or like make it bigger. I think go with the flow. It's a heads up. You'll be where you're meant to be. And we all go through stuff. I mean, life is about lessons. So that's July 2022 for you. Again, if you want deeper insight, that I really go more into depth, you need to sign up for my newsletter below, because it's a free newsletter. I give my subscribers, I go into way more detail than I do on video. So subscribe below so you don't miss out anything in the next coming months. And until August, I hope you have a great July, and I hope everybody enjoys, live life, love your family, love your friends. Remember, everybody's on their own journey, so don't judge people for the journey they're on. And until August, I will see you then. So enjoy. Have a great July, y'all.